Change-oriented behaviors are used to increase innovation, collective learning, and adaptation to the external environment. Using these behaviors, a site manager may encourage their team towards greater collective achievement. The first specific behavior is advocating change. Advocating change involves explaining an emerging threat or opportunity, explaining why a policy or procedure is no longer appropriate and should be changed, proposing desirable changes, and taking personal risks to push for approval for essential but difficult changes. Most of the change for which you will advocate occurs at the beginning of the season, as your followers and pool patrons adjust to SELA's policies and procedures. For staff members who have not previously held a job, as well as those who have held jobs with less rigorous performance standards, accepting their new work responsibilities may be a challenging change for them. However, once they understand that for every rule there's a reason, they will be much more willing to adopt these changes. The same is true for patrons. They will be much more likely to comply with your requests if they understand and believe in the reason you give them for it. All of our workplace policies and procedures, as well as our pool rules, are in place to guarantee safety and professionalism. If you are able to frame our policies, procedures, and rules as opportunities for improvement rather than pointless obstacles, then you will be an effective change agent. Less commonly, you may need to advocate up the chain of command. If you see potential for improvement in operations at your facility, then you must advocate those changes to your immediate supervisor, who is most often your regional manager. Envisioning change will assist your efforts to effect change. Envisioning change involves communicating a clear, appealing vision of what could be accomplished, linking the vision to followers' values and ideals, and describing a proposed change or initiative with enthusiasm and optimism. The most appealing vision of change is one that uses colorful, emotional language, such as vivid imagery, metaphors, stories, symbols, or slogans. If you can paint a picture of a better tomorrow, then your followers and patrons will be more committed to your strategies and initiatives. You may also gain commitment by showing others how your proposed change may appeal to their values, ideals, and needs. Without manipulating others, you may convince them that the change you are proposing is in their best interests. Finally, others will believe in your vision of change when you talk the talk and walk the walk. Demonstrate with your words and actions that you believe in the change for which you advocate. Encouraging innovation is the next specific behavior. Encouraging innovation involves talking about the importance of innovation and flexibility, encouraging innovative thinking and new approaches for problem solving, and encouraging and supporting efforts to develop innovative new products, services, or processes. SELA never becomes complacent with the way things are done. We are constantly searching for ways to improve all aspects of operations. You, of course, serve a key role in fostering innovation, but so too do your followers. Every staff member may offer valuable insights or suggestions for revisions to current practices. Do not dismiss out of hand your follower suggestions simply because the follower is young or inexperienced. By showing your followers that you value and will consider their input, you will create a climate of psychological safety and mutual trust. When team members feel safe to share novel ideas, the team and the organization in turn is more likely to discover creative ways to improve work processes. Facilitating collective learning is the last specific behavior. This involves using systematic procedures for learning how to improve work unit performance, helping followers understand causes of work unit performance, and encouraging followers to share new knowledge with each other. Learning is the linchpin of our organization. For SELA to succeed, all staff members must engage in continuing education. The importance of audits and in-services cannot be understated, and although you may not be involved in leading these forms of learning, you are still responsible for advocating their importance to your followers. You will also help your team learn through your feedback. In addition to the individual feedback you provide, via evaluations and coaching, you should also provide feedback on team processes. Anytime your team succeeds or fails in accomplishing shared goals, you may provide feedback on the team performance. For example, if your team cannot consistently complete opening duties before the pool is scheduled to open, then you will need to provide feedback and implement a learning intervention. Have them sit down together and discuss the issue, and encourage them to work together to develop a plan for improvement. If you are able to frame team challenges as learning opportunities, then your team will only improve in their cohesion and teamwork effectiveness as the summer progresses. To recap, change-oriented behaviors, advocating change, envisioning change, encouraging innovation, and facilitating collective learning, may be used to encourage your team towards greater collective achievement. These behaviors allow your team to go beyond simply maintaining the standard. They open the door for continuous improvement and growth, both for your team and for the organization as a whole.